So if I scroll a little bit down, as you can see, I have the activity of what does this customer has to do with us, and here have the different cases that we can check it out of. So let's say, for example, that we wanted to check it out some cases. So cases are going to be helping me, let's say, to answer questions that the customer's clients had to bring to me. And to check it out the cases, what you want to do into the upper side, whether you wanted to go into the left part that says cases, and here, as you can see, I have the chaos details. So whether you wanted to choose all open cases, and this one should be telling you the case origin. Let's say, for example, that I have a few questions from Facebook, from Twitter, from email, as a phone number, and to web, and so on and on. So let's go and focus into the first one. It says the case number 00001006, the contact name, the case origin, and the subject. So I'm going to click here, and this one should be popping up the actual case. So the question is, looks like this user needs to reset the actual passcode. So I have the feed, and here is the details. Now into the subject, I have the description of this guy that says, I'm having a hard time logging in. Your website keeps telling me my passcode is incorrect. How do I reset my passcode? So I'm going to scroll a little bit down. I have cases for parent contact. So the process is exactly the same. So now into the right part, I have the actual knowledge. So into knowledge, let's say, for example, that I wanted to make the reset. This is something that should be appearing as you are creating your knowledge inside your actual application of the Salesforce. So if you wanted to, let's say, for example, assign this case to someone else that worked for you, you wanted to create an actual article. So I'm going to go into new article. Let's go into select a record typed, FIQ, next, and title. How do I reset my passcode or password? Validation status work in progress, or hitting to validate it. Summary, follow these steps in order to reset your passcode. Now into questions, I can go into edit, and here I can add my very first FIQ. So now that I created my actual article, I can use that article to post it in here into the detailed pod. So I'm going to scroll a little bit up. I have the published now. So the people that work with me are going to be using the stuff to use it for their own cases. So once again, I'm going to go back into my cases, go to the how do I reset my passcode, and here I have the reset my passcode. I click the, and there we go. So we're going to hit now into follow. And now, as you can see, I have this case closed. So I want to do exactly the same thing with all the cases. And the process, once again, is exactly the same. So now I'm going to focus into campaigns. Inside campaigns, we can create an actual campaign depending on what is the actual. Now, if we're working with a lot of people inside here Salesforce, you can go into tasks and assign task by task to different people inside Salesforce. So for example, here I'd have tasked. I click the, hit into new task. And here, let's say, for example, I have the subject. Let's go for call, assign it to myself, due date. Let's go for today. The name, you can add your contact here, related to, and comments, let's go with needed to do this ASAP. And the priority should be high, status opened, and hit into save. And my task is now being created. So the person who's now been assigned this for, which is the Riley Schultz, it's going to be appearing here, the to-do list, into the left part down here. So as you can see, this is going to be really easy to get started with. Now, leads are going to be helping you to realize how many people clicked into a lead, how many people made a lead for a campaign that you have just used. If you don't have a campaign, you can go into campaign into the upper side, hit into new, and here you can start a campaign for ad marketing, socials, whatever. So you can add here the parent campaign, the type, the description, what is the planning, what is the expected responses, the budget you're going to be spending with, the actual cost, the expected cost, the status, and the start and the end date. Of course, you want it to be your campaign owner, and you can save it and hit now into next. Analytics should be helping you to see what are the results of what you had done so far with your customer, with your clients, with your people, with your team, and so on and on and on. So there's actually too much stuff to see here into Salesforce, but I believe like the most basic and most easiest way to get started with is to actually link your actual accounts here, link to your work, your team. And now that you have your elements already been added into Salesforce, now you can get started to adding your customers, your clients, and all of that. If you haven't done that, you can always go into your actual account, go here where it says view all. And here what I want to do is to focus into my contact. So I can go here, I can focus into contact, contact point, contact here. And here is the element that we were looking for. The name, the account, the mailing address, save and new, and so on and on. So as you can see guys, with that being said, this is how we can get started into Salesforce. Down here you have the history, notes, macros, your phone number, how many people you can add into your team. As you can see, I have 0, but I can add more if I am getting started with more than just 1 people. Once again, there's a lot of things to cover into Salesforce, but in order to get started, I think we have now covered the basics so you can start working with your small team. So just focus into the global actions like a new event, new task list, log a call, new contact, new opportunities, new lead, and new notes. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if this was very useful for you. Thank you so much for watching the video guys. Hopefully I can see you next time.